Secrets of the Millionaire Mind: Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth by Harv Eker. When it comes to making money and becoming rich, there are certain guiding principles that every millionaire seems to live by in some way. And in Secrets of the Millionaire Mind: Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth by Harv Eker, readers get a more detailed look at the behavioral patterns and attitudes that can help determine one's future wealth. Key points. There are specific patterns to our thoughts that can help pre-program us to achieving wealth. We all have our relationship with money. While some people seem to have a Midas touch that allows them to basically turn anything into gold, for others are not quite as lucky, seemingly broke all the time and not really working to make a difference in their finances. Although some people may believe that once they know all of the strategies of business and that will lead them to success, there are actual monetary patterns in our life that have as much an impact on our wealth as any knowledge we may gain. Everyone has their specific thought processes that influence their successes and wealth. And when it comes to millionaires, their thoughts are programmed to wealth, while other people are seemingly programmed to a lower income or level of monetary success. These thoughts are often influenced by the experiences we have as children, the people we look up to, and just our general life experiences. No matter how much wealth we end up with, it rarely differs from the levels that were predetermined in our childhood. This is because of our subconscious and the way we have programmed ourselves. Unfortunately, many of us are pre-programmed to earning a lower income, meaning that while there may be opportunities to earn a greater wealth, we essentially have set ourselves up for failure. Even when a millionaire loses money, they often find a way to rebuild their wealth because of their manner of thinking. In order to build our own wealth to millionaire levels, we must rewrite our ingrained thought processes. The way we think is influenced by the things our parents taught us in regards to money. If you think of your mind as a computer, then you will realize that many of the programs that run in our brain are those that were installed when we were children. The things that our parents said about money, even when we didn't think about it at the time, finds a way into our subconscious. These ideas are then formed based on the things we heard them say. Our parents influence the way we think about money. Even the most common expressions, such as "money doesn't grow on trees," takes root in our minds and helps to form our thoughts on wealth. We often think the same way about money as our parents, or we rebel against them in a way that is drastically different. But rebellion alone is not enough, as it does not break the blueprint in our minds that allows us to achieve wealth. The primary thought that can help us to achieve the monetary wealth we may want is the idea that anything is possible with money. This idea is the kind of positive thought that guides us forward rather than leaving us stagnant. We follow in our parents' footsteps when it comes to income strategies. Another major thing that influences the way we think about wealth is the way our parents not only handle their money, but also how they earn it. Our experiences as children act as the first steps in how we deal with money. We study what our parents do, and then we follow their lead. When we start earning money at a young age, we tend to mimic our parents and what they do with that money. This includes how we spend money, how we save it, and even the ways we earn that money. Before you can change the way you think, you must understand it first and take inventory of the way you think about wealth. One of the first steps to achieving financial success is to recognize the thought patterns that we currently have when it comes to money. When you can identify the patterns that create the problems, you can then find ways to break those patterns. After breaking the patterns, it is important to acknowledge where they originally came from. This is where we also take into account the effect our parents had on the way we view money. This is the time to evaluate your personal programming and writing down the ways that your parents handled money. You will also want to take a look at your current situation and the successes and failures you have already dealt with. This is the time to look at the way you have been conditioned and make a conscious choice to change things so that you can reprogram your mind in a way that changes your direction towards one of wealth and success. Break the patterns of your childhood by choosing new behaviors and guiding principles of wealth. You can't just read a book and suddenly make millions. It's about overwriting the old way of thinking in an effort to create new patterns of behavior. It's not just about learning new things. It is also about retraining our thinking. Finding new principles in regards to one's fortune and wealth is critical to changing our thought patterns. Continuously reminding ourselves of these new principles is key to making a change. When you speak these ideas of wealth that millionaires follow out loud repeatedly, it can help you to overwrite your previous thoughts on money. It will help you to see money differently and think about wealth in a new way. You want to adjust your thinking from a conventional look at money to a millionaire mindset. Since we are creatures of habit, we must break the bad habits in order to change the way we look at wealth. Speaking your affirmations about wealth out loud can help you unlearn previous behaviors. Taking concrete steps to change is the only way to move towards a millionaire lifestyle. In order to bring in wealth, you have to take your fate into your hands. To be a success financially, you must believe the idea that you are the one holding your monetary fate in your hands. Rich people understand that they are the ones in charge of their wealth. In order to be a millionaire, you must take control of your finances and stop letting others be the ones in control. Rich people do not really gamble with their wealth. They do not wait for money to fall into their lap. They work for their money, even when something happens that leaves them at a loss. They get back up and find a way to replace any wealth that they lose. You can't blame other people for not having money. You are responsible for both your failures and your success. And it is important to remember this, even if you want to blame someone or something else for a lack of money. Making a list of your failures can actually help you to change things going forward because you can look at the list and analyze where things went wrong and what you could have done differently. This, in turn, can help guide your future decisions. Find ways to make changes when it comes to not only your actions, but also your thoughts, and make the conscious decision to work towards wealth. Have a positive attitude when it comes to money. You have to actually like money if you want to be rich. And while that may seem obvious, oftentimes people without wealth harbor negative thoughts about money, even if those thoughts are on a more subconscious level. People without money can at times be afraid of hard work or the responsibilities associated with increased wealth. If you are constantly seeing obstacles when it comes to making money, then you're missing a lot of potential opportunities. In contrast, people with money are always looking for opportunities, finding the potential in a business. Millionaires are prepared to take risks, and often those risks are based on the research they have already done or their own knowledge of what can lead to success. They are also optimistic about being able to regain any money that they lose, because of the calculated risks that they take. It is important to understand that taking big risks can reap big rewards. You have to seize the opportunities that come your way in order to achieve success. Give obstacles the cold shoulder and push forward with the idea that a calculated risk can allow you to achieve great things. You should also like rich people if you want to be a rich person. Negative feelings contribute to our failures when it comes to achieving wealth. You can't exactly become the thing you hate. It is all about having a positive mindset when thinking about money and people who have money. If you are already assigning value to the things that you want to have, you are more likely to work towards getting what you want. In order to get rich, you need to give it your all. From the very start, people who are rich know that their goal is to be affluent, and therefore they develop a commitment to this idea of prosperity that is unconditional. This means that if you put a limit on what you're willing to do, then you will never achieve that level of wealth that someone who is rich does. In order to prosper, you must be willing to fully commit to being wealthy. You must be willing to give it your all. The commitment that you need to give to being wealthy includes working 16-hour days or more on a continuous basis. It is about accepting that you have to fully engage yourself in the act of making money. In order to grow your wealth, you must also be willing to grow as a person. You must challenge yourself and work on yourself as well. Things you can do to grow yourself include reading books about investments in wealth, taking seminars, advancing your studies, and of course, actively investing your money. Basically, the more you know and understand about the world of money, the more likely you are to earn that money and wealth. Committing to wealth also means owning your own business. Wealthy people often own their own companies. and in some cases, they own more than one. This allows them to diversify their income in a way that lets them constantly bring in more money. The first step towards this particular goal is to create a business plan that lays out how you would be making money in the future. A solid strategy to make this happen is to actively work in the industry where you want to own a business. Even if you don't have an original idea, there's nothing that says you can't hop on someone else's bandwagon and then make it your own in some small way that allows you to bring in the wealth you seek. Reach for the stars. While most people just wish that they had a lot of money, millionaires set their sights on having a lot of money. When you think big and dream big, it leads to big things. It leads to bigger actions, which in turn leads to big money. This also means that if you think small, then the rewards will be small as well. If you want to get rich, you need to ask yourself how many people you can reach with what you are doing. Your level of income is often a reflection of the number of people you are able to reach. In order to get rich, you have to understand that time is a limiting factor, but quality is limitless. Even if you can't think on the kind of large scale that other rich people do, surrounding yourself with people who reach for the stars can inspire you. People who are successful in their own right now only inspire others with their ambition, but they can act as a leader to help others find success. In order to make money grow, you must know how to handle it. While earning a large amount of money is one thing, learning how to actually handle that money is an entirely different endeavor. You must be disciplined when dealing with money. It is important to manage your money in a way that is both solid and clever. Your wealth is not just about the money you have in hand. It is also your investments and savings that contribute to your overall net worth. Not only should your goal be a large net income, but also solid investments that allow you to secure your future. The best way to achieve this goal is to have an overview of your wealth. You want to have a long-term plan for your finances that creates a balance between incomes, savings, and of course, your actual expenses. It is also important to earn a passive income. This is income that doesn't require you to do any work for it. Investments are one way to earn a passive income. In order to get rich, you can't just hide your money away. You need to actively manage your money. Whether you are investing in stocks, real estate, or your own business, there are plenty of opportunities out there for ways to grow your wealth. You should also be splitting up your income over different bank accounts. You should have a separate account for pleasure and one for work. Different accounts allow you to manage your money without mingling funds. And while this may sound obvious, saving money is a way to amass wealth. It is important to keep your actual cost of living down rather than squandering your income on unnecessary things, such as designer clothes and expensive cars. Millionaires are the people who don't think about instant gratification, but rather their long-term wealth and success. In order to be rich, you need to think highly of yourself. People with money are not only convinced that they deserve their wealth, but they also know their own value. They believe in themselves even when others may not. Rich people not only know their own value, but they also understand how to promote themselves and their business to others. They are leaders, which also means that they have their own followers. In the world of money, if you aren't willing to toot your own horn, who will? You must be willing to promote yourself if you want to be rich. Make sure you know what your talents are so you can reach other people and show them why they should follow your lead. No matter what your plan of action is in order to get rich, make sure it is a product or idea that you are fully committed to, as that is the only way you will be able to sell it to others. While we all have an idea of how we want to get rich, it is only the people who actually believe in themselves that will achieve this level of wealth. It is the ability to believe in yourself that will allow others to believe in you too. In summary, although our level of achievable wealth may be programmed in our subconscious when we are young, there are ways to rewire the way we think about money. You must consciously go about finding ways to rethink money and wealth, as well as the way you view yourself. You can only achieve real wealth when you know your own worth and value your own abilities. This will allow you to be a real leader with vision.
Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is an exclusive audiobook video recorded for the Audiobook Master channel. Enjoy your audiobook and have fun learning. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll get updated on our next upload. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and say your thoughts about the book we just covered. Do you want to listen to a summary or review of a book that we haven't covered in the past? Say it in the comments below or send us a message. Don't forget to check our other uploads. Enjoy listening!